Hello and welcome.
Today we will be discussing food allergies.
So what do we know about food allergies?
No one enjoys experiencing a food allergy. Reactions can range from minor to potentially life-threatening. There are many types of allergies that are less common than others, but it is important to know that they exist and how they might affect you or someone you know.
So what is an allergy, and what causes someone to become affected?
An allergy is an immune response triggered by a protein or other substance that the body mistakenly identifies as harmful. The figures for food allergies are significant, with around 6% of adults and 8% of children across the country having a food allergy, and the number is rising.
Have there been any studies around food allergies and those affected?
A recent study showed that 11% of U.S. adults suffer from a food allergy. It's often said that only 8 foods can cause allergies. But any kind of food can trigger an allergy. A food allergy is a condition where certain foods that are eaten trigger an abnormal immune response in the body. The cause of food intolerances is usually that your immune system has mistakenly been programmed to identify some parts of certain foods as harmful. Your body will react by launching a range of protective measures. This includes releasing a chemical like histamine, which can cause inflammation in the body. For people with food allergies, exposure to even very small amounts of the problem food can cause an allergic reaction. This may include swelling of the tongue, mouth, or face, low blood pressure, vomiting, diarrhea, hives, or an itchy rash.
What are the symptoms of having an allergy?
In some cases, people experience allergic reactions right away, once they're exposed to an allergen, while in others it takes a few hours or days. In the worst cases, food allergies can cause anaphylaxis, which is characterized by itchy skin or swelling. Symptoms may also include difficulty breathing and lowered blood pressure. The tongue and throat may become swollen. Some cases are even life-threatening. Food allergies are often mistaken for many food intolerances. However, food intolerances never involve the immune system, which means that they can cause problems, but are not immediately life-threatening. They can have an impact on your quality of life, but are still more survivable than other problems.
So what types of food cause allergies in people?
There are 8 common food allergens. The first is cow's milk. Many people are allergic to cow's milk, and the condition may affect children more if they come into contact with it for the first time during early childhood. Occurring in around 2 to 3% of children, allergies are one of the most common conditions affecting young babies and toddlers. However, 90% of children grow out of it by the time they're 3 years old. That means it's much less common among adults. If a cow's milk allergy is diagnosed, their treatment is to avoid dairy products and foods that come from cows. This includes any foods or drinks that contain milk, milk powder, cheese, butter, margarine, yogurt, cream, ice cream. Mothers breastfeeding babies with an allergy should also avoid cow's milk and other foods containing it. For babies who are not breastfeeding, a healthcare professional will recommend a suitable formula to use.
Interesting. What's number 2 on the list of food allergens?
Our number 2 allergen is eggs. In children, the second most common cause of food allergy is an egg allergy. However, many children who are allergic to eggs end up outgrowing their allergies. By the time they are 16 years old, 68% of children will no longer be allergic to eggs. Symptoms include digestive distress, such as a stomach ache, skin reactions, such as hives or a rash, respiratory problems, and anaphylaxis, which is rare.
So can an allergic reaction happen from eating a whole egg?
It's possible to be allergic to either the white or yolk of an egg, but not both. Differences in the proteins found in either part of an egg are slightly different. This can lead to increased reactions to just one protein, and egg whites are the most common cause.
So how can someone avoid having an allergic reaction to eating eggs?
Following an egg-free diet will help you to manage the symptoms of an egg allergy. Contrary to the rumors, it is possible to eat some egg-based foods, as cooking eggs can change the shape of the allergy-causing proteins. This can help lower your immune system's reaction to them, which in turn will make you less likely to experience any negative reactions. A study found that of the children tested with an egg allergy, 66.7% of them could eat muffins containing cooked eggs. In fact, one study found that nearly 67% of children with an egg allergy could tolerate eating muffins containing a cooked egg attribute. If you are allergic to eggs, there are a lot of possible health consequences which you should be aware of. Before introducing egg-containing foods into your diet, make sure to consult your doctor first so as to avoid potential harm.
I have heard also that tree nuts can cause allergic reactions.
Yes, they can. In fact, tree nuts is number 3 on our list of allergens. Tree nut allergies are an allergy to some of the nuts and seeds that come from trees. Tree nuts include almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, chestnuts, hazelnuts, macadamia nuts, pecans, pistachios, and walnuts. People with a tree nut allergy will also be allergic to foods containing these nuts. such as nut butters or oils. Tree nuts are a type of edible seed found in different types of trees. Tree nuts are most often used in baking and cooking as they provide a nice texture. Those who are allergic to 1 or 2 tree nuts should not eat any other types of tree nuts. It's best to avoid all nuts if you have a tree nut allergy. This is unlike other food allergies that people can typically just have a few bites of and then stop. With a nut allergy, it's always for life.
So a nut allergy is to be taken very seriously then?
Yes, tree nut allergies can be very serious. They are to blame for roughly 50% of anaphylaxis-related deaths. For people with nut allergies, it is advised to always have on hand an EpiPen or other type of emergency epinephrine injector.
I have heard about those. What do they do?
An epinephrine auto-injector is a device that can be life-saving for those with allergies when they start to experience an allergic reaction that's severe. This injector will allow them to quickly inject themselves with adrenaline in order to help ease the symptoms.
Adrenaline can really help in that type of situation, can't it?
Yes, adrenaline can be produced by your own body when you're stressed to help stimulate your sympathetic nervous system, which regulates bodily functions during periods of intense stress. EpiPen is an injection we can use that counteracts serious allergic reactions. It can also, in some cases, save a person's life.
Are there other nuts that can cause an allergic reaction?
Yes, a peanut allergy is similar to having an allergy to tree nuts, which are quite common. Eating something that contains peanuts can cause a severe allergic reaction that can even be life-threatening. However, although peanuts are considered to be legumes and not nuts, people with peanut allergies can also be allergic to tree nuts.
Why would that be?
Nobody knows why people experience a peanut allergy, but it's believed that those with a family history of nut allergies themselves may be at risk.
So if I had a peanut allergy, how would I find out?
A peanut allergy can be diagnosed using a few different methods like health history, dermal testing, blood tests, or food challenges. The only traditional treatment for peanut allergies currently is to avoid all peanuts and food items which contain them, as sufferers tend to be quite sensitive to any traces.
Are there any treatments available?
New treatments are being developed for children with peanut allergies. These involve giving a very small and precise amount of peanut or a peanut-based allergen powder on a strict medical supervision in order to desensitize the child to the allergy.
You know, I know someone who isn't affected by nuts but some types of seafood.
That person may be having allergic reactions to shellfish. A shellfish allergy is caused by your body attacking proteins from the crustacean and mollusk families of fish. The most common symptoms of a shellfish allergy are skin reactions like hives, itching, or redness, swelling around the mouth and throat as well as other parts of the body, breathing difficulties, headache, nausea, and vomiting. Shellfish are the edible aquatic invertebrates that belong to the class of mollusks. They are mainly classified as crustaceans and they have a shell-like exterior. Shellfish can be found in different colors, shapes, and sizes. These include shrimp, prawns, crayfish, lobster, and scallops.
So will consuming shellfish for a person with that allergy cause a mild or strong reaction?
Shellfish allergy is a common food allergy that can cause anaphylaxis. Symptoms of a shellfish allergy usually come on quickly and are not delayed. The most common symptoms are hives, swelling, itching, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and difficulty breathing. Some people may also experience a tingling sensation in the mouth or throat. That being said, food allergies can be hard to identify.
What do you mean?
There are a few factors that you should always keep in mind to figure out whether your reaction is due to a true allergy. For example, seafood or a harmful contaminant of the food, which could be parasites. These symptoms can be similar and both allergies can cause digestive problems like stomach pain, vomiting, and diarrhea. Most people who are allergic to shellfish will continue to be so. This means they will have to avoid all shellfish in order to avoid an allergic reaction. It is quite common for people with shellfish allergies to have an allergic reaction when they inhale cooking vapors. This leads many doctors to advise those who suffer these allergies to avoid the area around seafood when it is being cooked.
What is next on the list of allergens?
Wheat is the next allergen on the list. A wheat allergy is an allergic response to one of the proteins found in wheat. It can be caused by eating wheat or being in contact with it.
I guess eating anything with wheat can cause a reaction, like bread, for example.
Yes, exactly. The most common trigger for a wheat allergy is gluten, which is found in all forms of wheat. Gluten is a protein that gives bread its elasticity and shape. A person with a wheat allergy may have an allergic reaction when eating food containing gluten or when coming into contact with it.
How bad may the allergic reaction to consuming wheat or wheat products be?
A person with a wheat allergy may react to wheat flour, including breads, cakes, cookies, and pasta, wheat starch and derivatives like dextrin, wheat germ, foods that contain these ingredients such as breakfast cereals, processed foods, sauces, and gravies, gluten, which is found in other grains like barley and rye.
Are children susceptible to having a wheat allergy as well?
Children are more likely to be affected by a wheat allergy until the age of 10 years old. Adults tend to outgrow it as they grow older. To avoid a wheat allergy, one needs to avoid all wheat. However, you can eat gluten from other grains that do not contain wheat.
How would someone find out if they have this allergy?
Skin prick testing or a blood test can be used to confirm a wheat allergy. The only way to effectively manage a wheat allergy is by avoiding its consumption and exposure to any products that may contain it. This includes foods containing wheat, as well as beauty and cosmetic products.
What's last on your list of allergens?
Fish is the next food allergen on the list. Around 7% of adults are allergic to fish, which is not as uncommon as it might seem.
Honestly, I wouldn't have thought that to be that common.
Most people develop fish allergies when they're younger, but some may not come into an allergy until later in life. A fish allergy can cause a similar allergic reaction to a shellfish allergy. One of the most common symptoms is vomiting and diarrhea. In some cases, you can have an anaphylaxis reaction.
Okay, so I guess then that a person with this food allergy would need to have on hand one of those EpiPen things.
That is correct. If you are allergic to fish, then you should carry an epinephrine auto-injector with you at all times. Accidental ingestion could cause an allergic reaction. People who are allergic to shellfish may not be allergic to fish because they differ in protein makeup. However, for those people who are allergic to fish, some types of fish could also be an allergen.
Well, I guess that is all of the food allergens covered.
You would think that was the case, but there are other things to consider.
Other things.
Food allergies are on the rise, and they can be life-threatening. Less common allergies, like latex or nickel allergies, are also becoming more prevalent. Other foods that may cause an allergic reaction include sesame. Allergic reactions to seeds can quickly become severe. Some oils are refined and don't contain any allergy-causing proteins. However, people with a seed allergy should still be careful when eating foods cooked with these oils, since it is difficult to remove trace amounts of the allergen. Sesame allergies are pretty common. Symptoms that people have range from stomach pains and skin hives to anaphylaxis. There's also triticale. One of the top food allergens that causes the most allergic reactions is considered to be triticale.
What is triticale?
Triticale is a hybrid grain created by crossing wheat and rye. That makes it more nutritious and easier to grow than either wheat or rye. Triticale is typically not available at wholesale, but those who are allergic to wheat should also avoid consumption of wheat.
That's quite the list of foods that are allergens.
Oh, I have more. Celery consumed raw can cause various allergic reactions, ranging from a mild reaction in the mouth all the way up to a life-threatening reaction. Carrots can also cause an allergic reaction in some people. Though carrots may be nutritious, they can cause allergic reactions and should be avoided by people who are prone to them. Carrots can cause serious allergic reactions to anyone who's allergic to the pollen in certain raw fruits and vegetables. An individual with an allergy to carrots may experience itchy ears, mouth, or even an itchy throat. Avocado. You might be allergic to avocados if you're also allergic to tree pollen or latex. Symptoms often start within an hour of eating. They may include mouth and throat irritation as well as itching or inflammation. Bell peppers. Some individuals with a bell pepper allergy may present with common allergic symptoms, such as respiratory problems and headaches. They might also develop an allergic condition called allergic rhinitis, although this can be a rare symptom. Potatoes. If you are allergic to potatoes, touching them, peeling them, or eating them may cause a reaction. Symptoms can vary between sufferers and may include rhinitis or allergic rhinitis, itchy eyes, a runny nose, sneezing with red and itchy skin. Pumpkin. For some people, any contact with pumpkin or parts of the plant may lead to a strong allergic reaction. This allergic reaction can be caused by touching the skin or eating pumpkin as well. Mushrooms. Being allergic to mushrooms may happen at any time, which is why you should always carefully check food before you eat it. This sudden allergic reaction can suddenly affect someone who has eaten mushrooms their entire lives. Symptoms can vary, ranging from mild to severe reactions which may happen within minutes or hours after exposure. Onions can cause allergic reactions as well. Alliums are a genus of flowering plants that contain various edible species, such as the onion and garlic.
So a genus is a class or group?
Yes, that is correct. They are also commonly known as the onion family. Alliums are more likely to cause allergies than onions themselves because they tend to be eaten uncooked. Onions, however, are usually cooked before eating them. People who are allergic to onions often find themselves allergic to other alliums, though onion allergies are rare. Mustard can also be problematic.
What do you mean by problematic?
Some people think that mustard allergies are not as severe as other food allergies. This is not true. Symptoms of mustard allergies can be just as severe and similar to other food allergies. The most common symptom of a mustard allergy is itching, which can occur anywhere from a few minutes after eating the food to hours later. Other symptoms include swelling, hives, difficulty breathing, and losing consciousness. Spices can also cause problems for people with food allergies. Many people believe that allergies to spices, such as coriander and garlic, are common. However, this is not the case. Allergies to spices are rare and usually mild. Sensitivity in people to these environmental allergens means they have a higher chance of developing a spice allergy.
That's a comprehensive list of food allergens. So what can be done to manage the allergens in our food?
It is important to read food information labeling on products.
Can you trust the information on food labels?
The labeling requirements have been updated to show allergens such as whether the food contains milk, wheat, or nuts. Even if there isn't any allergy information on a food label, it's always safe to contact the manufacturer and ask. Manufacturers are always changing the ingredients in their products, so it's important to read labels before you buy. Ingredients that were previously used may have been removed or added, and a new one might be present.
That's good information and helpful advice. How does someone manage allergens in the home, though?
Be careful when preparing the family meal. If anyone in your household has an allergy, you want to avoid cross-contamination in your food preparation. A good idea might be to have 2 sets of cooking and eating utensils, one for an allergic person, for example. This way, a peanut butter sandwich can get cut with a knife that won't automatically be used to butter toast for someone with a nut allergy. All dishes and utensils should be thoroughly washed in hot, soapy water before moving on to preparing something else.
What about if you're not dining at home and prefer to dine out?
You definitely should make your dietary requirements known when dining out. It's recommended to let the restaurant supervisor or chef know about your food allergy before you order so they can make accommodations to your specific requirements. Most eateries or restaurants will have a list of allergens in their food that should enable them to cater to your specific requirements. If they do not have controls in place to ensure safe food controls, you would be best to dine elsewhere. Call ahead to check in advance to avoid any inconvenience.
That concludes our discussion about food allergens for today.
Thank you for taking the time with us and learning more about allergens in our food.
As we mentioned, food allergies are on the rise. You, or someone you know, may suffer with a food allergy problem.
It is important to seek medical advice if you have a suspected food allergy.
You might wish to see an allergist.
An allergist will try to determine your allergy after asking questions about what you think you might be allergic to, as well as what your symptoms were.
Your doctor may also recommend some tests to try and pinpoint the problem food.
That being said, it may take a few more visits and trials to finally come to the correct diagnosis for you.
Once the correct diagnosis has been determined, you can then know what foods to be aware of.
Be safe, be sure to check food labeling, and be mindful of others with food allergies.
For further information about allergens in our food, there are links in the description below.
From all of us here at A Touch of Lime, have a great day.
Please like, comment below, and subscribe.